Welcome children. Once again I am going to explain about voices. Before explaining the topic, let me tell you that in my previous class I have already explained how to change a sentence into passive voice if the sentence is given in simple past tense, and now I am going to explain how to change a sentence into passive voice if the sentence is given in past continuous tense and past perfect tense. Remember that past perfect continuous tense cannot be expressed in passive voice. Now, let me start explaining. In an active voice, if the sentence consists of was or were plus ing form of the verb, then remember that the sentence is given in past continuous tense. While changing a sentence of past continuous tense into passive voice, then was or were plus being plus third form of the verb is added. For example, number 1. She was serving tea. In this sentence, we are talking about she. So, she is the subject here. She was doing the work of serving. So, was serving is the verb. She was serving what? Tea. So, tea is the object here. While changing the sentence into passive voice, the object tea comes in place of subject. The subject tea is singular, so was is added. With was, being is added. The third form of serve is served. By is always added in passive voice. The subject she changes into her and goes in place of object. So in passive voice, this sentence becomes tea was being served by her. Example 2. Were the girls watching the match? This sentence is given in question form. In this sentence, the girls is the subject, watching is the verb, and the match is the object. Here, while changing this sentence into passive voice, the object, the match is singular, so was is added at the beginning of the sentence as it is given in question form. The object, the match, comes in place of subject, then being is added, the third form of watch is watched, by is always added in passive voice. The subject, the girls, goes in place of object. So in passive voice, the sentence becomes was the match being watched by the girls. Example 3. She was not plucking the flowers. This sentence is given in negative form. In this sentence, she is the subject, was not plucking is the verb, and the flowers is the object. While changing this sentence into passive voice, the object, the flowers, comes in place of subject. The subject, the flowers, is plural, so were not is added. With were not, being is added. The third form of pluck is plucked. By is always added in passive voice. The subject, she, changes into her and goes in place of object. So in passive voice, this sentence becomes the flowers were not being plucked by her. Now, let me explain how to change a sentence into passive voice if the sentence is given in past perfect tense. In an active voice, if the sentence consists of had plus third form of the verb, then remember that the sentence is given in past perfect tense. While changing a sentence of past perfect tense into passive voice, then had plus been plus third form of the verb is added. For example, number 1. A tiger had attacked him. In this sentence, we are talking about the tiger. So, tiger is the subject here. The tiger is doing the work of attack. So, had attacked is the verb. The tiger had attacked whom? Him. So, him is the object here. While changing this sentence into passive voice, the object him changes into he and comes in place of subject. Then had been is added. The third form of attack is attacked. By is always added in passive voice. The subject, a tiger, goes in place of object. So in passive voice, this sentence becomes he had been attacked by a tiger. Example 2. Had the thief stolen anything? This sentence is given in question form. In this sentence, the thief is the subject, stolen is the verb, and anything is the object. Here, while changing this sentence into passive voice, had remains in its original place. The object, anything, comes in place of subject. Then been is added, the third form of steal is stolen, by is always added in passive voice. The subject thieves goes in place of object, so in passive voice this sentence becomes had anything been stolen by the thieves. Example 3. You had not taken dinner. This sentence is given in negative form. Had not taken is the verb and dinner is the object. While changing this sentence into passive verb, the object dinner comes in place of subject. Then had not is added. The third form of take is taken. By is always added in passive voice. The subject you goes in place of object. So in passive voice, this sentence becomes dinner had not been taken by you. With this, I am ending my today's class. Goodbye.